story begins in the land of Oz, where a dutiful, blameless, and righteous man named Job lived. His life was filled with blessings, 7 sons and 3 daughters, a picture-perfect family. He also had great wealth. He owned 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 donkeys, and he had a large number of servants. Job was the greatest man among all the people of the East. Job's sons would hold feasts in their homes on their birthday, and they would invite their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. When a period of feasting had run its course, Job would make arrangements for them to be purified. Early in the morning, he would sacrifice a burnt offering for each of them. Thinking perhaps my children have sinned and cursed God in their hearts, this was Job's regular custom. Job also believed in sharing the gifts the Lord had bestowed upon him. Job would often host feasts on special occasions, inviting his family, community members, and others. Everything seemed like a dream come true, until one fateful day when God called the angels to present themselves, and Satan came along. "Where have you come from?" God asked. Satan replied, "From roaming throughout the earth, going back and forth on it." God said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil." Satan replied, "You have blessed the work of his hands, so that his flocks and herds are spread throughout the land." Satan retorted, "But now stretch out your hand and strike everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face." God responded, "Very well, everything he has is in your power, but on the man himself you must not lay a finger." One peaceful day, as Job sat quietly, a messenger arrived with dreadful news. Raiders had attacked, slaughtering the oxen and donkeys, leaving devastation in their wake. Before Job could process this, a second messenger brought word of a raging fire that engulfed Job's sheep, leaving only ashes behind. Then another messenger came, reporting the ruthless plundering of Job's camels by the Chaldeans, leaving Job reeling from yet another blow. As Job's heart grew heavy with grief, a final messenger arrived. A mighty wind, born of the desert's fury, swept through his son's home, collapsing its foundation. Stricken with disbelief, Job tore his robe, shaved his head, and fell to the ground in worship. Despite the unimaginable loss, he declared, "The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised." But Satan was not finished. He afflicted Job with painful sores from head to toe. Job could only find relief by scraping himself with broken pottery. Even his wife, disheartened, said to him, "Are you still maintaining your integrity? Curse God and die." Job's friends, Eliphaz the Temanite, Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamathite, came to visit him. Overwhelmed by the sight of their suffering friend, they wept and sat with him in silence for 7 days and nights. But as time passed, they began questioning Job's righteousness, hinting that perhaps he had brought this misfortune upon himself. Job, in his despair, lamented, "Why did I not perish at birth and die as I came from the womb?" Even his friends abandoned him, questioning his integrity and suggesting that God had forsaken him. Job cried out, "How long will you torment me and crush me with your words?" In the midst of Job's anguish, the Lord spoke to him, asking profound questions. "Who is this that obscures my plans with words without knowledge? Brace yourself like a man. I will question you, and you shall answer me. Where were you when I laid the earth's foundations? Tell me, if you understand." It was as if a veil had been lifted from Job's eyes. He found renewed faith, proclaiming, "I know that my Redeemer lives, and that in the end he will stand on the earth. After my skin has been destroyed, yet in my flesh I will see God. I myself will see him with my own eyes. I, and not another. How my heart yearns within me." After this, God addressed Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, expressing his displeasure at their false words about him, unlike his faithful servant Job. To make amends, God instructed them to bring 7 bulls and 7 rams for a burnt offering and present them before Job, asking for his intercession in prayer. Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar promptly obeyed, and Job prayed on their behalf. God accepted Job's prayer and restored his fortunes twofold, abundantly blessing him. Those who had shunned Job during his trials now gathered around him, offering comfort and support. In the latter years of his life, Job witnessed an outpouring of blessings from God. He received 14,000 sheep, 6,000 camels, and vast herds of oxen and donkeys. His prosperity surpassed his former wealth. Job was also blessed with 7 sons and 3 daughters. Nowhere in all the land were there found women as beautiful as Job's daughters. Their father granted them an inheritance alongside their brothers. After this, Job lived for 140 more years. He witnessed his children and their descendants up to the 4th generation. And so, Job died, an old man, full of years. The life of Job stands as a powerful testament to enduring faith and divine sovereignty of the Lord. Through his immense suffering and ultimate restoration, we learn about the complexities of human suffering, the great importance of unwavering faith, and the mysteries of God's purposes. Job's story inspires us to trust in God, even when we do not understand our circumstances